I think some, not the movies, but like just generally like commercials or some type of propaganda that's like that still puts out, oh, children are beautiful. I sacrificed all of this for this family of mine, you know.
Yeah, for the family, for my family. I did it all for my family.
This is so magical.
I was showing a friend the review I showed you from Your Movie Sucks,
Mm-hmm.
that they do of Oldboy, of the original Korean film, and then the adaptation, the quote unquote adaptation by Spike Lee. Which I encourage you to go and check it. Yeah, oh my God. I encourage you to go check it out yourself. But basically the gist of the film is supposed to be a personal revenge story. In the original one, it's just about enacting revenge on an individual for what they considered a slight, and then that person, that victim, just wanting to get revenge back. So it's just about just revenge for, you know, a perceived slight against them. Now, in the other one, in Spike Lee's adaptation, the revenge is still there, but the thing is, they add in the context of, the victim, that he has to do it really more so about protecting his daughter. And so it's just kind of, it's just like, okay, because in American society, in the United States culture, you know what I'm saying, it's not as socially acceptable to say, I'm just going to go out here and be a vigilante and enact my own sense of, you know, justice. Even just in entertainment. We have plenty of war movies. We have plenty of movies about you needing to go join a war, or how, you know, counter surveillance.
Sergeant York.
You know, all kinds of bullshit. You know, how there's always a terrorist threat and that you need to go destroy terrorism, war against terror. But no, you can't go out and want to enact revenge against somebody who fucked up your life, you know what I'm saying, by keeping you in captivity for, you know, over a decade. Yeah, it's so fucking weak. And so, and the thing is that, like, we throw around propaganda a lot. You know, I think propaganda is a term that gets thrown around a lot. But I mean, even as an artist, it's like, art is propaganda. I think I pretty much look at, like, any memes are propaganda. Any type of, you know, any type of communication, like, even as I'm talking to you right now, there's a limitation of the English language, and the thing is, what I can say as an individual and what I'm communicating to you. And so, whether on purpose or on not, there's always a framing. There's always a framing that is present in everything that we're saying. And so, when you start to look at things in that light and make it that abstract, it's like damn near everything is propaganda. You know, it's just a matter of what is it propaganda for, and how many competing propagandas are there at any given time.
I could already guess, like, if you're listening to this podcast and you're a Mormon living in Utah and you want to have 50 kids, I don't really know if this is for you.
Yeah, really.
There's your framing.
No, that's exactly right, though.
Yeah. I mean, well, one we didn't talk about, we talked about The Punisher. That's like, that's very direct. That's very direct as far as revenge is concerned, but there's also a degree of, you know, what was it? Like, you know, he's an ex-military guy, and then it's just the whole, you know, like, it's tit for tat, you know.
The Punisher. What really fucks with me is that the whole thing about The Punisher is that you're not supposed to admire The Punisher. You're supposed to be appalled by the fact that this dude is clearly just going way over the top in avenging, you know what I'm saying, these crimes and shit. And it's just kind of like, and so this kind of actually undercuts my point that I made earlier about eye for an eye, is that there has to be limits to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And the whole point about about The Punisher, even from the author, the creator of it, is he says it's alarming to see police officers adopt this into the culture, because this is supposed to be against vigilante justice. Like, The Punisher was created as a symbol of of how our justice system should not, and how law enforcement should not be. We should be better than this. Which I don't completely agree with. Hold on. Let me put that differently. which, yes, I agree with that, but I'm not going to ignore the fact that every once in a while blood is going to be spilled, and there are some motherfuckers whom they cannot be reasoned with. They will not change their ways unless they are they won't even change their ways. They will always try to obstruct. And this is something that I talk about with people who are like considering themselves in the left wing, political sphere and stuff, and they want to talk about get rid of police, get rid of central intelligence and shit. And I'm like, okay, yeah, obviously there's lots of issues with within those spaces, but what are you going to do if, say, we get our leaders in and we start getting our policies and shit enacted? How are you going to protect us against the reactionaries, against the loyalists, against the monarchists, against the neo-Nazis, the fascists, against the authoritarians?
Lambs to the slaughter.
What are we going to do about? What are you going to do about engaging with them? Are you just going to completely disarm yourselves because it's quote unquote morally wrong to fight fire with fire, or whatever that stupid ass phrase? You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you can't fight fire with fire. That doesn't fucking work. Well, they've been fighting our fire with their fire, and it's been fucking working. You know what I'm saying? It's clearly that some motherfuckers just kind of have their heads in the cloud and haven't really thought through about they're only thinking about the potential of the things that they want and the things that, the potential they see, which is great. You need that. But on the other side, you need the practical application of, okay, what are we going to do in the meantime? And what is the dirt that's going to actually have to get done? Not even dirt, but what's the dirty work that has to be done in order to secure this more optimized way of living and way of organizing ourselves? Because it's not just going to happen. It's not just going to happen from peaceful protests and passive resistance. It's just not. Because all the famous movements that we think were just made because of passive resistance, no, you need to double check your history. There was a lot of violence and bloodshed that was going on at the same time.